Okay.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the December 23rd, 2014 meeting of the Pequannock Township Council. Mr. Delaney?
Pursuant to the requirements of New Jersey's Open Public Meetings Act, notice of this meeting was included in the annual meeting notice, which was filed in the office of the Township Clerk, posted on the bulletin board here in the Municipal Building, as well as the Township website. Published as a legal notice in the Suburban Trends newspaper and provided to those who requested notice and have made payment in accordance with Township policy.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a prayer and a moment of thanks for individuals serving our nation.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Most gracious Providence, we ask that you bless this governing body with an abundance of wisdom and understanding so that every deliberation will result in action which will promote the common good and general welfare for all the people of Pequannock Township. Amen.
Okay, Jay, if you could do roll call when you're ready.
Mr. Cole?
Here.
Mr. Fail?
Here.
Mr. Vanderhoff?
Here.
Ms. Witterfield?
Here.
Mayor Forrester?
Here. All right, first item is normally presentations. We don't have any for tonight, so I'm going to move right to reports from volunteers. And we have Frank here with a report, I'm sure.
Actually, not with a report. I just came up to wish you all a very Merry Christmas and a very Happy New Year.
Same
From
to
the
you,
Open
Frank.
Space Committee.
From the Open Space Committee, and from myself, and my wife, and everybody. But I hope next year is as good as this year was. And with your help, it probably will be. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Frank.
Thank you, Frank. Merry Christmas. All right, next item on the agenda is public comment. If anyone has anything they would like to address with council, please limit your comments to 3 minutes. Anyone for public comment? Okay. Next item on the agenda is public hearing. We have one for tonight. And
Mayor, if I can-
Jay, yeah, if you want to read that one.
Go to that. Listed on the agenda as a resolution number R 2014-236 is the authorization for the demolition of a fire-destroyed structure and the imposition of a lien for the estimated cost of the demolition. And that's 84 Pequannock Avenue. Included with that resolution, or included with the agenda, is the notification to the absent property owner regarding the condition and the fact that tonight there would be a hearing. This provides the opportunity for that property owner to make a case for, I guess, against the township pursuing.
Right.
Okay, Melissa, can I ask a couple of questions?
Sure, go ahead.
To the township manager. Dave, if we put a lien on this property and theoretically this person is not going to pay the lien for the next 2 years, then it's going to go into tax sale, correct?
That's correct. Now, the property was abandoned by the property owner a number of years ago. The mortgage company has maintained current
The property taxes? Okay.
So in addition to the homeowner being notified, the mortgage company was also notified of this potential action to give them an opportunity to respond as well. They were also noticed on the unsafe structure from the construction office, indicating that someone, either the homeowner or the mortgage company, was going to have to take some action. And in failure to take action, the township would take it and charge them. So that time has passed. No action has been taken by the property owner or the mortgage company. And I guess at this point, the mortgage company has engaged, for the course of the last 3 or 4 years, a property management company that has maintained the property. The lawn has been cut. That's not a property that we've had to deal with.
But isn't this on the list of one of the properties that we would like to turn into a Green Acres area? Or?
It is on our acquisition list, and without the consent of the property owner, we haven't been able to conceive a contract.
What about with the bank?
Based on past history of the bank, I don't believe that collection of our cost to demolish is going to be an issue.
Okay.
once we get past that, you know, how we proceed in terms of working with the bank to potentially acquire the property, you know, we'll see how that works out.
I guess that's where I'm going with this conversation is, you know, I would
It
think the
is.
bank would want to say, look, you know, enough's enough, I'm paying taxes on this, I'm not getting anything in return. The town is willing to pay money for this property with open space funds, let's get rid of it. Obviously, the homeowner is not paying for it, I guess they could go through their foreclosures or
The problem is
whatever.
they would have to, because the bank has no ability to transfer property.
Right, but they can go through.
They can go through a foreclosure, and
They
they
can
should,
go-
they should make it a priority to foreclose, because they have a willing buyer.
Well, if the homeowner is not paying, we don't know the homeowner's paying the mortgage company.
We just know they're not paying the taxes, but we don't know.
Um,
You will do it, sir.
The only thing we're buying now is the property.
Right,
but all we're doing is demolishing an
Demolishing.
unsafe structure.
But
Right,
if-
but
if
going
we go-
forward,
If the
We
bank
will not
comes
buy
to
a
us,
house, no.
Now it will be just the property.
just the
the
property.
value of that property just went down.
And I guess his taxes are
significantly
also
for like-
going down.
Right.
Probably, yes.
And the bank could take another 5 years to do that.
And to me, that makes no sense because they're paying this taxes.
Right.
They're not engaging
Well, it
in that
becomes
kind of business
upside,
right now.
upside down mortgage now, and it's even more difficult for banks to.
It's a way upside down mortgage.
I'm not sure of, you know, any of the specific
Right.
details. We believe that the mortgage company continued to pay the property, the insurance, the homeowner's insurance on it as well. There was an insurance investigator on site after the fire, so there's probably a claim that's being, and I think they probably have to get through that process before.
Okay, that's probably where the money will get reimbursed for on the lien. And again, I'm not questioning, the house has to be demolished in my opinion. I'm just, what is our longer term plan with this? If we're gonna put a lien against it, hopefully it gets somebody moving or whatever the case may be.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry about that.
No, good
Dragging
point.
it.
Anyone else? And I guess at this, I should ask the public as well on this one.
If there's somebody here.
Is there, no comments? Okay.
Dave said it all.
All right, so we don't have to do anything on this one, just move on? We don't have to, right. All right, I guess we need a motion?
I'll make that motion.
We need a second?
To
I'll
close the
second.
public hearing,
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't close the public hearing. We haven't had one of these in a while, so I apologize. All right, Rich, you made the motion?
to close the public hearing.
Let's close the
I'll
public.
second it.
Okay. And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So
Opposed?
then it turns out, it comes in the resolution. Right.
Okay,
Not an ordinance.
got it. All right, next item is ordinances for introduction. We have none this evening, so I'm going to move right to resolutions for approval. I believe we have 6 of them. Jay, if you could go through those?
Yes, first, Resolution R 2014-236. This is the resolution authorizing the demolition of the fire-destroyed structure and the imposition of a lien for the cost of the demolition and remediation of the property known as 84 Pequannock Avenue. Resolution 237, establishing the 2015 reorganization date, and that date will be on, as I quickly...
January 6th, I believe.
Thank you. Resolution 238, confirming the designated membership in the Pequannock Township Fire Department, and that's a junior firefighter, Van Sant. Resolution 239, authorizing the transfer of 2014 budget appropriations. Resolution 240, approving payment of the itemized claims as set forth on the bill list, which was revised. And Resolution 241, authorizing the release of designated escrow deposits, which has been distributed to you this evening.
Did everyone have a chance to look at the revised one that was distributed this evening?
Yes, I'm fine with it.
Everybody's okay with that? Okay. With that being said, are there any comments on any of the resolutions from the council? None being heard. Can I have a motion to adopt these resolutions?
I'll make that motion to adopt resolution 2014-236 through 241.
Okay, can I have a second? Okay, Jay,
Mr.
roll
Cole?
call.
Yes,
Mr. Phelan?
Yes,
Mr. Vanderhoff?
Yes,
Ms. Winterfield?
Yes,
Mayor Florence Lynch?
Yes. All right, next item on the agenda is items for discussion. We had 2 on there before with 1 being added, so I guess we'll just go through each one. The first one being the 2015 appointments for boards, commissions, and committees.
Okay, I would like to see that not discussed at this meeting and move to a special meeting on January 5th.
Right, which we had decided late today. So is everybody aware of that? Everybody?
The only time, what time are we doing that on the 5th?
About 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock works for me.
That's
That
fine
works
with
for
me.
That's good with me as well.
Okay, do we have to make a motion for that, Jay?
I prefer that.
Okay.
Okay,
Make a motion.
I'll second it.
There you go.
roll call.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Mr. Phelan?
Yes.
Mr. Vanderhoff?
Yes.
Ms. Winterfield?
Yes.
And,
I'm sorry, Mayor Florence.
yes. All right. One of the other items we put on here is Green Team. Based on conversations that I've had with the Green Team members and that we discussed at the last council meeting, what I'd like to do, and the reason I put it on here is I want to see if we have to do any changes with environmental. We'd like to roll the Green Team initiatives and make it a subcommittee under environmental. We talked about this a lot even last year. They just don't have the manpower, and there's a lot of good
So all we would
projects.
have to do is a resolution, correct?
Yeah, I just want to make
Mr.
sure.
Oosthuizen?
Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay.
All right,
So everybody's okay with that?
I'm good.
Okay, great.
Yep.
And next is, we distributed earlier today was a resolution from Police Chief.
Right, I had asked for this to be put, on for discussion tonight after
Okay.
all the events that have happened recently. I just want to make it absolutely clear that this council supports
Oh,
our
yeah.
police department 110%, as
Absolutely.
well as all the police departments in the nation. I mean, it's a tough job. It's sad what happened 2 days ago, 3 days ago. In fact, it's horrible what happened. I mean, there's almost execution style, and you have to give credit to these guys who are out there every single day, night, watching over all of us. So again, I think it's an important resolution to show that our town is supportive of our police department as well as all the police departments in the country.
I do. I think we have to rally behind them. And after we saw the memo too that Chief Spring had put out to his guys, and you know, I truly like to reiterate what Rich said. I really fully support them, and I would like all the residents to know that we do too.
And I want our police department to know that we do too.
Okay. Yeah, no, I
So
Please,
what I would like to do is put it on the reorganization, January 6th, to have the resolution done at that meeting and invite Chief Spring as well as his officers if they would like to come to that
yeah,
reorganization.
that'd be a great idea.
Is there a
Can we
way?
do that? Do we-
Yeah, I guess it's just redundant, but I don't know. I just don't really even want to wait. I mean, it's nice to do it then and have Chief Spring there, but I'd like to recognize them like right away.
I had
don't know.
talked, yeah, go ahead, Dave.
So, in kind of the back and forth, and I did speak to Chief Spring about it after, you know, we had emailed back and forth. Certainly welcome to adopt the resolution tonight, and, you know, we can kind of get it signed, sealed, and posted, and then my recommendation, because at some point in January, we are going to have swearing in
And some
and a
retirements and things.
promotion.
Yeah.
So perhaps we could turn something similar into a proclamation
Okay.
that could be presented to the chief and the department at that time.
Okay, that works good. So
I-
I'll make a motion to
And I'll
introduce this.
second it.
No, Kathy seconded.
Kathy already seconded it. We all agree with that.
Yeah, I think it's really important that we support them really,
Absolutely.
like right now.
Absolutely.
Do you need roll call? Or just?
I
We gotta give it
All
a
in
vote,
favor?
right?
Mr. Cole?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mr. Phelan?
Absolutely.
Mr. Vanderhoff?
Yes.
Ms. Winterfield?
Yes.
Mayor Florence Lynch?
Yes. All right, before we move on, there was one comment that I wanted to make. I know we're not really discussing the appointments for boards and commissions and stuff until our special meeting, but if it's okay, I'd like to just make a public statement to the council, if that's okay. I'd like to publicly ask the council to consider appointing me for another year, 1-year term as mayor. I've really grown into the position and believe I served our residents well. I would be honored and privileged if I could serve as your mayor for another term. Although rotation on the mayor's spot is important, 1 year really isn't enough. And there's also a lot to be said about continuity and having some consistency. You realize once you're in the position and you learn the ropes and start to get comfortable that a year goes by too fast. And there's a lot more that I'd like to accomplish. I love serving our community and don't think that there is one event that I've ever missed attending as mayor, and so a representative of our council and our township. So I would love to serve for one more year, but it's obviously the full council's decision, and I know there's other people that want to rotate in, but I just wanted to make my intentions known, because sometimes if you don't ask for it, a rotation could occur. So I just wanted to say that I
Melissa,
love being in this position. So thank you for listening.
okay, you missed one of my barbecues, so you didn't make everything.
Only one when I was on vacation, but thank you.
No
for
excuse.
listening. All right, so we're going to move on. What's that? Oh, he wasn't invited. The next item on the agenda is reports and notices. We don't have any for this evening, so if no one has anything else, we're going to move right to the manager's report.
Jefferson Street. A base course of pavement has been applied to Jefferson, but weather is not conducive to continue paving at this time, and there are a number of outstanding punch list items that should be corrected before final paving takes place. I've attached a letter that Joe Golden sent to the contractor today that kind of outlines the outstanding issues. Corrective work and final paving will take place in the spring.
Please avoid that road in the interim, folks.
The surface with the base course is better than it has been, and probably better than it was before construction started. So it's not like we haven't seen some improvement, but it's not where we want it to be at this point.
Dave, are you gonna notify the residents of that street that it's gonna,
Yes.
we're gonna wait until the spring?
Yeah.
Thank you.
45 Harrison, the final closing under the SRL program did take place 2 weeks ago, as reported in my last report. An additional closing under HMGP for 34 Hampton Avenue is scheduled for Monday. The RFQs for the 2015 audit services were open today. Proposals were provided to you this evening. Please review them. Let me know your feedback, questions, any additional information you'd like, and what you'd like the next step to be in this process. It wouldn't be unheard of if there's differences of opinion or outstanding questions to call them in for interviews. Township has received formal notification that Phase 1 of the Village Area Sewer Project, which is essentially west of the railroad, is substantially complete and ready to be placed in service. A resolution will be prepared for Council's next regular meeting that will accept the portion of the line and authorize notice to property owners that connections can be made and that the clock of the 3-year connection requirement has begun.
All right.
How are they,
Questions?
moving along, Dave? It sounds like they're ahead of schedule.
Progress is good. They haven't run into any, significant snags. The dewatering is working as it should. They're making regular progress. They are moving at 2 different locations in the village. There's not going to be a whole lot going on over the next week, which is fine. But at this, for the next several months, it's really just sewer line construction. The Jackson Ave pump station is complete, essentially. There's, an outstanding punch list of items for that as well. And the village pump station is progressing ahead of schedule. So, all things considered, the project is
That's good.
moving forward.
You can see out there now, as they dig each day, the production is
Yeah.
far exceeding
Much
what they started with, so. It's moving.
Good. Anyone else have anything on Dave's report? No? Okay, I guess we'll go through the council people's report. Dave, do you have anything?
No, I don't have anything for tonight.
All right, Kath,
Nothing for tonight.
nothing for tonight, and how about Rich?
I want to wish everybody a Merry
There you
Christmas.
go.
There you go.
For you.
And Jay, do you have anything?
I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas. You stole my line.
Yeah, the only thing I wanted to say was, I don't know how many of your committees and boards put in for their budget requests. Just so you know, I believe I had a conversation with Dave. There were at least 2 committees that didn't get their budget requests in because they thought they had to. Really, Dave is looking for those budget requests by like the end of October. So he can, right? So you can start your preliminary budget request. But I don't think any letters are officially,
they all got
did they all get them? Okay.
Oh, yeah, that happened a while ago.
The,
Yes, they want 0.
no, it's not that. I just want everyone to know that if there's any committees that, other than, that want to put in a new budget request, Dave is going to give them till January 10th is the drop dead deadline date, so he can get it distributed to council. If he does not get a new request, he will put in the same amount that was in there last year. And I'm specifically talking about like the committees and whatnot. So, okay? Other than that, I just want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and safe and Happy New Year. Next on the agenda is public comment. If anyone wishes to address the council, please wait to be recognized. Come on up, Louise. And just state your name and address for the record.
Louise Marchese of 16 Roland Road. You want me to do EDC or I could hold it till the next meeting? I must have walked in.
I don't
up
have
to
a
you.
problem with her doing it. She walked in right after we
just
closed
have-
that part, so if everybody's all right with that, you can give
Go
a
ahead.
quick update, sure.
EDC is in the process of putting together our goals, budgets, and offices for next year. Also, we're happy to report that TIFS has joined the Property Rewards Program, offering 12% to residents. And as far as new business, we have a new business coming in at 67 Newark Pompton Turnpike. It's called Natural and Artificial Care, and it's skincare treatments. So that all sounds good. I wrote this before I saw the agenda, so I want to say this regarding the police department. I want to thank the police department. I moved here for the number one reason of feeling safe. I have felt safe here for the past 28 years. I've left whatever in my driveway, lawnmowers, bicycles, what have you. Nothing has ever been missing from my property. Every time they apprehend someone for drugs or for alcohol, that's one less accident that could have happened on our roads, one less fatality. They are visible. They put their life on the line every time they get out there. I think it's very important that they are visible. I think that makes a big difference. They should be respected. They should be thanked. They are our friends. They are not our enemies. They protect us. They do what they have to do to get the job done. Thank you and Merry Christmas.
Thank you, Louise. Merry Christmas, and thank you for recognizing that. Okay. Anyone else? Mike?
Mike Bertuna, 10 Beach Street. I just wanted to wish you all a Merry Christmas also and Happy New Year. And I'm glad to see about the resolution to the police department supporting them. And just as a member of the public, just I'm glad to see it and I support them as well. Thank you.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you, Mike.
All right, anyone else? Okay. Next on the agenda, we do have an item for closed session to discuss personnel. I don't know if you're supposed to give a summary on that, Bob?
Not till after.
Okay.
I'll make a motion.
Can I make a motion? Yeah, go ahead.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, thank you. We're going to go into closed session.